What is going on, guys? Miles here, and today we're going to be doing another Infinite Warfare multiplayer gun guide, and this one is going to be for what I think is the most underrated SMG in the game, which is the KARMA-45. Let's do this. Just in case you guys don't know already, the KARMA-45 is a submachine gun which you can get in Infinite Warfare. It's unlocked at a pretty low level, which is level 9, which isn't the best. Some good weapons in the game you unlock at level 1, but level 9 is pretty easy to get, so I wouldn't bother spending like a prestige token on it or anything like that, because you'll probably be able to use it for like 90% of the time. One cool thing about the KARMA-45 is that it's actually based off an old weapon called the Vector from Modern Warfare 2, which I thought was really fun to use back in the day, and I absolutely love the KARMA-45 in this game as well, although I do think it's probably one of the most underused SMGs in the game, probably because of its recoil, which is a bit higher than the average SMG in the game, like the ERAD, which makes it a bit undesirable, but in my opinion, is still a really awesome weapon. The damage for the KARMA-45 can range between 30 and 19 depending on how close you are to your enemy, and headshots have a 1.1 multiplier, but every other shot to any part of the body aside from the head will only have a 1 multiplier, so it's anywhere between a 4 to 6 bullet kill with the KARMA-45, which is pretty standard for SMGs. However, the KARMA-45 does have the second lowest fire rate out of the SMGs in Infinite Warfare, shooting at 769 rounds per minute. The lowest is the HVR at 740, and the highest is the FHR-40, which has 967 rounds per minute. The KARMA-45 makes up for its low fire rate though with the good range on the weapon, as it has the best max damage range out of any SMGs in the game, which is at 591 units. If you're that far away from the enemy, it will deal maximum damage, which is 30 or 33 if you get a headshot, which is pretty damn good actually. That is a lot further than a lot of the other SMGs such as the RPR Evo, where its maximum damage range is only 315. Another nice feature about the KARMA-45 is that it actually holds the most amount of bullets in a magazine compared to all the other SMGs in the game. If you don't include variants of the weapons, the KARMA-45 holds 42 bullets in a magazine with 84 spare, which is quite a lot honestly, and it has a low fire rate and quite high damage, so you can get a lot of kills with those 42 bullets in the magazine, which is really awesome. The FHR-40 comes close with 40 bullets in the mag with 80 spare, but the KARMA-45 is on top. As for attachments on the KARMA, I quite like the red dot sight, although that's not really necessary. You can use it if you want, or you can use like the iron sights or the Evo depending on what your personal preference is. But I would actually recommend the foregrip attachment, because one downside to the KARMA is the recoil, and I know foregrips aren't great in Infinite Warfare, but I do think it's actually pretty good on the KARMA-45. I'd also recommend quick draw just because aiming down sights a lot quicker will be super helpful in gunfights, especially in the close to medium range where the KARMA excels at. And finally, I'd recommend stock so you can strafe around while shooting people, which makes it harder for you to get killed. Moving on to the variants for the KARMA, this one's pretty interesting because you can't get any of them through supply drops, and you can't craft any of them with salvage, and the only way to get the KARMA-45 variants is through mission teams. And the first one is for the Orion Initiative, which you unlock when you get level 10, is a common one called the Glutton, which only gives you increased ammo. Which isn't amazing, but it is pretty easy to unlock the Glutton variant because you only need level 10 for the Orion Initiative mission team. And the next one we have is called the Commission, which is a rare variant, which you get by unlocking level 20 on the Wraith team. And for this one you get the Headhunter bonus, where headshots instantly refill your magazine, and you also get Focus, which gives you reduced idle sway whilst aiming down sights. And that one's actually pretty good because you're pretty good at the medium range with the KARMA-45, so the reduced idle sway will be pretty useful. You can also get a legendary variant called the Kismet by getting the Wolverines to level 40, which is the first mission team, and that's not too bad because it is the first mission team, so the missions are pretty easy compared to the others. And this one has two bonuses, the first one being Gambler, where you get an extra perk for every free kill streak you get, and the second one is Readiness, which allows you to reload faster, which isn't super useful this variant. I'm not a huge fan of it personally. I actually prefer the Commission Rare variant. And finally, the last variant is called the Phobos, which is an epic variant, which you unlock by getting the Orion Initiative team to level 50. And this one's pretty interesting because it has the Rush Down bonus, where you get greatly reduced spread whilst jumping and sliding. And it also gives you increased damage range, so that one sounds pretty fun if you want to like jump around and mow people down with the KARMA-45, but it is pretty difficult to unlock. But there we have it, that's my KARMA-45 gun guide for Infinite Warfare multiplayer. Let me know down in the comments below what do you think of the KARMA-45, and if you guys have any other weapon suggestions, also leave those down in the comments. But if you guys found the video useful, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely awesome. But I'll see you guys in my next video.